everyone in Puzzle Combat Land. I wanted to go over a few things with war, a little bit of the terminology and kind of what to expect. Newer players, I think, sometimes have a hard time with war if they haven't played any of these match 3 games before and sort of been in the war arena. I think sometimes they find it overwhelming and may not know some of the terminology or what to expect. So thought I'd arrange that in a little bit of a video here. And hopefully that helps. And I'm going to start out with, do I have any? Alright, so this one's down a little bit. Now, if you click on this, if you hear the term tank bust, it means that they busted out this guy. And he would be blacked out. And then there would be a cleanup left. So a tank bust is they're trying to get the middle out. And then the cleanup would be left over, would be these 4 heroes that would still be on the team. So that's important. So the goal of war obviously is to accumulate the most amount of points with your flags and to use up all your flags. Now, one-shots is the way to do that. That's a team that's gone, and we probably got it with a one-shot. I'm not sure. Let's look here. So Sawin looks like he got MAKC, that team, with a one-shot, which would have been this team here. So that means he optimized his flag usage and managed to get a one-shot on this team. And that would put the most amount of points per flag in for your team. When one-shots aren't available, because obviously we have to go deep into our rosters with 30 heroes. If you don't get a one-shot, then tank busting and cleanup becomes important. Very important, actually. So you have somebody go and attack a team like this, and maybe they had double greens they could stack against hollow point, and then they do a tank bust, and then somebody else who has maybe double purples or a purple stack or a blue stack against Sarnai there. The red hero could come in here and do the cleanup on it. So those are really important to work together as a team to achieve that. So as many one-shots as you can get. When one-shots aren't available because you're deep in your roster and you're using weaker teams or unleveled heroes, then the tank busts and the cleanups become very, very important. So those are some war terms there that you'll likely hear a lot of people throw around. Oh, there's a team in the back. See, that's got a tank busted. And it's also got the wing gone, which is good. So yeah, that would have been a good one to clean up on. Now, you want to make sure you get as much cleanup as possible done as well to finish the teams off, because you want those bonus points there for the victory. So this would have been 43 more points to get ourselves the victory. And this is a pretty easy cleanup for somebody too that might have unleveled heroes, unleveled 3 stars, or maybe only half leveled heroes. For somebody's weaker team, they probably could have got this. So there you go. There's a tank busted team there. I didn't see that when I first started. Alright, so now it rotates between field aid, attack boost, and artillery strike. Those are the 3 different wars that they give the defense a boost. And that is fair play because our teams will get field aid whereas we go against the defense teams here, and obviously they get field aid. So that's cool. Um, but it rotates, so 2, 2, and 2. So this was the second field aid, and then I do believe we go back to 2 wars. That will be artillery strike. No, it's attack boost. I'm sure actually. Attack boost is first. And then 2 wars after that will be artillery strike, and then we go back to field aid. So we actually do get relief for 4 wars from field aid. I hate field aid. I really do. Sometimes I can do pretty well at it, but a lot of the times field aid and healers can just ruin your match. And then if you get a semi-decent board or a bad board, oh man, you're just, yeah, you're screwed. You really are. But what happens with field aid, and with all of them really, is once into the match you will see a bar at the top. And when that bar fills, whatever it happens to be will go off. So field aid will go off when that bar's full. So next war it'll be attack boost, and then the defenders will get extra attack against your heroes that can kill you. But it's still, I'll take those 2 wars, attack boost and artillery strike, any day over field aid. So when you see the bar at the top, you know that's gonna go off. Now, what it doesn't say here, it should really say this in the box, and it's unfortunate it doesn't. Every time a defending hero is taken out, the box will fill faster. The bar at the top will fill faster, which means field aid will go off sooner. So this team here has 2 heroes out. It means whoever did go in to do the cleanup, if we did do the cleanup and had flags to do it, it means that they have to contend with field aid going off faster. So you definitely want to get rid of the heroes as quick as possible before that bar fills up, or at least get rid of one of them, and then it's not filling, or it's not healing all 3 heroes because you've managed to pick off one. So that's important for field aid for sure. Attack boost, I mean that's not as bad. Artillery strike though, that's 25% of your hero's health. That's brutal. So cleaning up 1 hero on artillery strike when every other turn artillery strike is going off, it's hard to keep your heroes alive at that point. So yeah, just a heads up about that. That is how the defending boosts work for the defending teams. So 10% of their health for field aid, and then artillery strike is 25% of your hero's health, and then attack boost. So attack boost will keep going off when there's only 1 or 2 heroes left. It'll go off a heck of a lot sooner. So, I mean, I kind of get why they do that. It just throws another curveball in there, and you gotta strategize a little bit more. But yeah, it's also very frustrating sometimes to do cleanup if you've only got unleveled heroes left. But use your flags, because you may put some points in for your team that you didn't have before, and you may get a win out of it. We lost a war a few weeks back by only 44 points, and we had several leftover flags. If we had used them, we would have won that one. So that is unfortunate. Now, these guys were a tougher team for us, that's for sure. We've been getting some really tough matches, actually. But then again, we've also won quite a few wars we did really well at, too. So that was awesome. Now, they had a few leftover flags, but we unfortunately had a lot of flags left over. So, I mean, it's right here in our alliance banner, and we talk about it in our chat to make sure your war flags are used. if you're in a highly active alliance that is like that, just opt out. And when somebody says opt out, this is what they mean. The participate in wars button. So opting out just means you won't be on the battlefield for that war or as many wars as you want. I've had to opt in and out before when work or real life issues got in the way. There's going to be emergency situations that come up that you're not going to know about ahead of time, and then you get in matchmaking and that kind of sucks. But most alliances are understanding about that, but it does need to be communicated so they know. Otherwise, you may just get the boot. So if you're in a highly active alliance, but you're more of a casual player, absolutely search for an alliance that is casual like that. There are tons of them out there, and that would love to have you as a player, or vice versa. If you're a highly active player and you're in a very casual alliance where maybe there's lots of war flags left over, search out an active alliance. They would love to have you. I'm sure they would. There's lots of alliances looking for active players, especially with the way this game is growing and currently still growing. We definitely want to see the player base grow, which is why there's a bunch of training alliances out there now. So definitely seek out an alliance that fits you because they are out there. And so that ended up resulting, unfortunately, in a bunch of people being kicked. We gave chances to several players, so that's very unfortunate. But yeah, there were several players that I would have liked to see stay, but they had a few chances, more than 3 or 4 chances actually, some of them, to use up all their war flags, and they didn't, and they wouldn't opt out. So unfortunately we've got to move on, because it also gets to the point where it's so frustrating for the remaining players that are active and don't leave flags that they may leave the alliance, and you don't want that. You really don't. They'll find somewhere else to play that makes sure that all flags are used. So as unfortunate as that was, we kind of had to move on. Now, okay, as I mentioned, you need some depth to your roster. So we have it right here in our Alliance banner, 6 flags in war. That means you need 30 heroes. So, oh, wrong button. Alright, so 30 heroes takes me down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down to Victoria here. Now, I use different combinations because I stack against the tank, and if I can't stack against the tank, I stack against the flank. So, I'm definitely building up these heroes from Victoria up, and I managed to get a Rachi the other day. I was glad to see him. I still need a 4-star red though, but I'm gonna build up some of these that are down here still as well, so I have some hero depth and I have a bit of variety. Now, I have taken this unleveled Dougal in before, and he didn't last real long. Obviously, they won't last too long. I've used the leapfrogs too in green stacks, and they'll only last so long, but that's okay. At least I have these heroes to use. So if you don't have 33-star and up heroes yet, save some of these feeders that come out of your training camps, because training schools, see, I did it wrong again. So they will help fill your bench for the 30 heroes, and you can definitely do cleanup with them. You will score a few points even if you don't get the full takeout for the cleanup. So I could easily, if I needed to, go in with a 6 team of all 2-star, unleveled 2-star feeder heroes and take on this team, and I'd be able to score some points. So another strategy, especially with field aid wars, is once you're in the battle, you'll notice that there's a little running man up in the upper right hand corner. That is a flee button. Definitely strategize that, you guys, on some of your hits. Now, throwing tiles ends your turn. So when your turn ends because you've thrown tiles, the defense gets to take over. If field aid's gonna go off, plus a healer or just a healer, but your team's almost taken out, don't throw tiles, hit that flee button. And you can tell if your team's going to be taken out. Obviously, it's got low health left, and they're going to be in the red. And on the defensive side that you're attacking, you'll see their specials are charged up with the flame and they're ready to go off, or they've got a number 1 down there in the corner and they're ready to tap you. And if they're ready to tap you and your heroes are in the red and take you out, and field aid's about to go off, or a healer like Throttle here is going to go off, hit your little running man button and get out of there so the damage sticks. You want the damage to stick. And even this one, like, it's got Dougal and Rana side by side. So if my team's about to get taken out and one of those two are going to go off, or field aid's going to go off, I'm going to hit the flee button and take away their turn so the healing can't go off. Basically, you're robbing them of their turn. But if you throw tiles, your turn will end. And that healing will go off before the match ends. And you may end up with a 0 when you could have scored maybe 17 points, 27 points, who knows. And you would have done the damage for your teammate to be able to clean that up. And instead, all that damage gets undone. So the little running man button is definitely something you want to use in your war strategy sometimes. On my 5th flag in Happy Hunting yesterday against Romania, I hit the flee button because there was some healing that was going to go off, and I'm like, well, nuts to this. There's absolutely no point in me throwing tiles because they were going to undo a lot of the damage that I did. There was only 3 heroes left, but the 3 heroes that were left would have gotten healed quite a bit by field aid, and instead I hit flee and let one of my teammates do the cleanup on it. So yes, that is an important strategy with field aid, so you'll want to do that. Alright, so definitely remember that you need 30 heroes, so if you need to, keep some of these 2 stars. You only need to start gathering them like a day before. So matchmaking tomorrow for Friday will be around noon Eastern Standard Time for me. And then after matchmaking's done, it's approximately 24 hours before the war even starts. So you have a day or more to run your training schools and save some of these 2-star feeders to do cleanup with. So yeah, I mean, even if you have to do cleanup with 4 or 5 teams like that, I mean, do it. Most alliances don't care if that's what you have to use, because that's all you got, because you're just starting out. They only care that you're using your flags fully. So yeah, and that little running man flee button applies to any war where there's healing that's going to go off, not just field aid. It becomes a more important strategic move sometimes because of field aid, though. I use it more in field aid wars than anything else. But I have used it in other wars where somebody was all of a sudden going to go off and heal, like Wyatt was going to go off and heal, and it's like, oh, nuts to this. I don't want them undoing the damage I just did. I'm hitting flee. So that is, remember that little running man. Yeah, and don't throw tiles because it will end your turn. Alright, so that's all I can think of offhand, guys, for some more terms and a little bit of strategy that you'll experience in the beginning. And yeah, all I can say is definitely use your flags because we ended up booting quite a few people that I would have preferred had us stayed, but we can't have that because I can't risk my core of players that always use their flags leaving. So that's very unfortunate. So if you get in with an alliance, either opt out a good alliance that you really like, either opt out when you can't use all your flags, or if you're in, just use them all. And then that won't happen. So hopefully those people keep on playing the game and they find a better suited alliance. I wish all the best to them. It's definitely nothing personal by any means, but yeah, it's right in our alliance banner, and we do reminders, and I do usually post a matchmaking message just to remind people in case they haven't remembered and they needed to opt out before matchmaking. So once matchmaking starts, you're pretty much on the battlefield. So his matchmaking doesn't take very long. It only runs for 10 or 20 minutes before it finds you a war match. So once that's set, you're on the field if you've got the participate in wars button checked. So yeah. So yeah, if somebody you hear the term opt out, this is where it comes from if you're not aware and just starting out and just starting to get into alliance wars. And wars is really fun, like especially if you get a bunch of people online all at once and guys can kind of strategize together and team up. Like I go for tank busts. I go for one shots and tank busts. And when I can't get those, there might be somebody else online, like maybe Excalibur has a team that can finish it off if I do a tank bust, or vice versa. So yeah, it is fun. I really do like wars. But yes, you definitely need to use your flags, guys. Okay. That being said, I am going to now start some legendary weapons, hopefully, here. Finally got the research done on this. It's a week of research, and yeah, I'm excited to put some in here. I can't even remember how much it costs. Oh, I have lots of food right now. Oh, I wish I could give some food away to some of my teammates that are struggling. Okay, so I can't even put one in here because I need a foregrip. Well, that's very interesting. Let's look at my weapons. Do I have any to disassemble? Oh, there's some. Wonder if I can get a foregrip. Probably just because I need it, I won't get it. You watch. Disassemble my 2 stars. Haha, there's one. Alright, kind of. I might disassemble that one too for another foregrip, but. So this can be pricey considering that I'm gonna put all these weapon parts in here. And I'm gonna use all this food and all this iron. And metal, I should say, not iron. And I may end up with another 3-star that I want to disassemble again. So that definitely is a frustration. But I will need the parts to put it back in here and keep on running it. This is a free way to get yourself some 4 and 5-star weapons. So definitely take advantage of it. I know I am going to. I might actually do some weapons pulls in that. We'll see. Master weapons coming up. So, but for now, I will let that run. You do need 3 and 4 stars and 5 stars to sacrifice. to keep on promoting other ones as well, right? So keep that in mind, that it's good to run this as much as you can just to get yourself some variety. And again, you're taking advantage of a free way that the game offers you to get 5-star weapons. So you're not putting money into this. Epic weapon summons. Oh, I got a ticket too. Right on. 1600. That's not bad, honestly, but I would rather do pulls on the master weapon event that's coming up. So I'm not sure if I got any coins to do that, but master weapon coin. Oh, I need one more. I think, is it 10? Yeah. So I'll be able to do a summons by the end of the master weapon event anyway, so that's good. Alright, and to end off, I have 5 lovely, possibly 5-star heroes cooking here, so I'm gonna collect them and then I'll leave you guys alone. Oh boy, another leapfrog. Food. Oh boy, another latte. Food. I don't know if I could keep 3 of her or not, but oh my goodness, another Roshan and another Sparrow. Alright, no luck so far. I did collect 3 out of here already, and they were 2 Roshans and a latte, I believe. So yeah, the system is definitely blessing me with lots of 3-star reds. Alright, so those will be food. That's unfortunately the frustrating part, but 4 stars and 5 stars definitely will come. You just gotta stick with it. Okay. So I think I'm going to end off there, guys, and hopefully that gives you a boost for some strategy and some war terms, and now you'll have a better understanding of what to expect when you start warring with your alliance. So it's definitely fun, and it's a good way to get your war chest right, which is for more promo mats as well. That's the whole point, really, of wars. You want to get your promo mats for your heroes. So, and if you're in the right alliance for you, you'll have a lot of fun doing that. So, alright, take care everyone, and I will see you on the weekend for war.